Yeah. So I'm here at Etowanda Falls. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make a video. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been trying to write a script for like the New York summary. And yeah, that's taking a while. So I thought, all right, fuck it. Fuck a script. You know what? Let's just do the old fashioned way. Let's just say some shit. So here I am saying some shit. And yeah, 40 seconds to say some shit. That's probably a record. But anyway, how's life going? It's pretty good. You know, I'm living with my parents. And at first I was like, all right, you know, living with my parents is preventing me from growing. But that's not true. That's just an excuse right there. That's just, oh, I don't have to be responsible. My mom will do my laundry and do the dishes. No, I can do my laundry and I can do my dishes. All right. I just got to beat her to it. And that's the thing about responsibility. See, that's the thing about living with my parents that are supportive, is that it's like, yeah, I can be irresponsible, but then they're going to have to pick up after all my shit, you know? And it's like, they're willing to do that. It's just like, how long do I want the people who love me to suffer, you know? And that's kind of a sad thing to think about, is like, oh shit, like, you know, I'm making the people around me suffer because I'm lazy, you know, and that kind of motivates me to get up. But it's weird because, you know, when I was in New York, I was willing to like go above and beyond and do things for people, you know, that haven't done nearly as much for me as my family. And I think that's interesting, how I had this like proclivity to treat strangers better than my own family. You know, it's like, oh, if I don't know somebody, I'll be nice to them, but if I know them, I can be a piece of shit to them. So I'm trying to remove that mindset. What is this stain on my shirt? So yeah, I'm staying with my family. I'm making them suffer, you know. Not actually though. Not actually. They enjoy having me around, is what they tell me. So hopefully that's a good thing. And I do chores once in a while. You know, I volunteered to clean the garage today. And our garage, it's not in a good state. It's not. Our dog lives in the garage. There's hair everywhere. Sometimes she shits and throws up in it. So yeah, it's not the most beautiful of conditions, one could say. And I want to start a ping pong league and a hiking club to come here to hike. There's a waterfall over there. I don't know if you all can see that waterfall over there, but yeah, this is pretty chill. It's pretty nice. I'm just taking care of my health. It's like, you know, I think there are certain pillars of importance in life, and I'm trying to treat my health as like a number one priority. And I think it's really crazy. You know, I've done a lot of jobs and work and whatnot, how easy it is to sacrifice my health for work historically, especially with school, having like a mandated time to wake up every day. It just makes it really easy to neglect my sleep or get poor sleep. And yeah, sometimes I sleep in past noon, you know, I sleep in longer maybe than I should. But at least like I can choose when to sleep and when to wake up. And I think that's like, you know, that's the first pillar of health right there, is sleep. And if I'm not sleeping, I'm just not happy. But, you know, there's motherfuckers out here with Uberman sleep schedule and whatnot, and they can get away with less sleep. So, yeah, I don't know. Sleep is actually weird. If you look into the science of sleep, it's really interesting. And then, like, for a while, I was giving myself this copium. Like, all right, as long as I get enough sleep, it doesn't matter if I have a rotating sleep schedule. Like, maybe one day I go to bed at midnight. Then one day I go to bed at 4 a.m. The next day I go to bed at 8 a.m., right? And, like, my sleep and awake hours are shifting throughout the day. But it makes it, having an inconsistent sleep schedule messes with your circadian rhythm, allegedly, according to science, you know. But there's actually not a lot of research about having consistency of sleep schedules to have conclusive evidence, and, there's other problems with science and whatnot. But, I kind of like having just like a basic sleep schedule, because I was missing the train in LA. And here's the thing about public transportation in LA. I'm going to go on like a little tangent real quick. I have to like get dropped off by my parents to get to the train station. And then it's an hour and a half into LA. And then if I want to go to like open mics around the city in LA, it's like 30 minutes to an hour between different open mics in LA via the train. And it's just like everything is so far away. I'm spending like 5 or 6 hours in public transportation a day. And sure, it gives me time to like reflect and do work on my laptop and write jokes or whatnot. But I just, I kind of haven't been enjoying it. When I miss the train, the last train at 9:40, the earliest I can get back via like buses is like 6:40 a.m., which makes it pretty hard, to have a consistent sleep schedule and hit a decent amount of open mics. I have to be very disciplined, and I don't have that level of discipline. And I don't get to play enough Xbox. So yeah, that's me coping to myself about missing trains. But some nights in LA, maybe I might add some sample video to this. Some nights in LA, I've gotten up to some pretty cool stuff. There's like some interesting things going on. But it kind of like a lot of times it comes at the detriment of my health in one way or another. And it's just, I don't want to try to like sacrifice health for fun. I miss playing ping pong. So that's one of the reasons that I'm cleaning out the garage, is to create a ping pong den and to create like a local ping pong league. And then also I want to get like people to hike with, maybe people to go to the gym with. It's like, I want to have more local community, so I don't need to go to like LA to find community. I want to be able to like, having time to think and write jokes is nice when I choose for it to happen. But when when I require myself to go through that, it's not enjoyable. It's like being alone. Like I like having the ability to choose to be alone and, do things on my own. But being forced to be alone kind of sucks, And I feel like it's the same way with excessive amounts of public transit. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Aside from being at this, waterfall. I forgot to bring water, so people gave me some drinks. So this one dude gave me this like Gator Light. I think it was pineapple mango. Yep. And then there's this Premier protein shake. Caffeine actually doesn't dehydrate you, but it does make you need to piss more, which can cause you to get dehydrated. There's not a lot of added sugars, which is good. I'm happy about that. So I'm just thankful for the gratuity of people on this hike that supplied me with water when I wasn't prepared. But yeah, okay. Anything else? Let's see. So, yeah, going to sleep at a consistent time. It's interesting because, like, even though now, like, I'm not, bumbling around in the city late at night, I still find it difficult to, like, go to sleep before 3 or 4 a.m. And it's just like, why can't I just go to bed? Why do I always want to watch some extra brain rot YouTube video or, like, some anime or something? It's interesting. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Anime is good. What can I say? Watching Summertime Rendering right now because it's got the same composer as the person who made the music for the Nier video games, which is why I went to it. So I'd like to thank my friend Shahir for the recommendation. It's pretty good. But YouTube slop, really, it is kind of like YouTube slop. And I saw this interesting YouTube video where it's like we are so addicted to stimulation that there are certain nodes in our brain that activate when we get to like a certain level of bored to like create reflective thought. And those kind of get like turned off and they atrophy and they die because we constantly stimulate ourselves and don't have to like activate the default node network. I'll link the video in the description because the guy who explains it is like from Harvard and sounds smart. So yeah, he explains it better than I just did. Well, I thought that's kind of interesting. Like maybe I just need to like accept, okay, you know what? it's time to go to sleep. It's like midnight, or it's like 1 a.m., it's 2 a.m., you know, everybody got off Xbox. It's time to go to sleep. And speaking of going to sleep, it's time for this video to end. It's already 10 minutes, and given the attention span of people, you know, I don't want to prevent you from activating your default node network in your brain. So I'm gonna hang it up there. Yeah, have a good day. Leave a comment. You know, if you had any thoughts or reactions. Care about comments more than likes, to be honest. And with that being said,